welcome back to my channel. I've just been making myself my morning decaf iced latte, still very much on the decaf train, and I was just thinking to myself, I wonder when the switch is going to happen, the switch from the iced lattes to the hot lattes, because that to me is always a surefire sign that autumn is well and truly on its way. I'm in no rush to switch, and I have to say, with the heat wave coming up, I have a feeling that it's going to be a little while longer that we are enjoying the iced lattes. But I was just thinking about it this morning with how quickly autumn feels like it is rolling towards us. But we need to have the biggest catch up, because my goodness me, did we have the loveliest weekends. This weekend just gone, we actually ended up having some family come to stay with us. We had our nieces come and stay, which was so lovely. And I have to ask, anyone that maybe became an auntie at more of like a younger age, when does it become normal to hear two little girls calling you Auntie Ellie? Because they're running around the house going, Auntie Ellie, let me show you this, Auntie Ellie. Like, they were helping me with the gardening, we were chopping back the sweet peas. It was so lovely having two little ones running around the house. But I feel like I'm still not used to being called Auntie Ellie. I'm hoping I'm considered the fun auntie, because that is the role that I like to take on. But we just had the loveliest weekend. They're from up north, they're from Yorkshire. So it was so lovely to be able to explore our local villages, our local jaunts, and show them the New Forest. If you don't actually know where the New Forest is, I feel like it's not as common knowledge where the New Forest is as somewhere like the Cotswolds or the Lake District. It's basically right on the south coast, pretty much as far down south in the middle of the UK as you can get. So we are so lucky, because where we live in the New Forest, we're surrounded by forestry, we're surrounded by wild horses, donkeys and cows, but we're also on the coast. So we have beaches, we have seaside towns and villages. We have the most incredible coastal views. And sometimes I feel like I take it for granted, and it's not until you maybe have guests, someone that's not really like seen it before, and you take them around, that you appreciate the beauty, you appreciate what you have around you. And honestly, I cannot tell you how much I adore living in the New Forest. So I thought today I would make the most of it and really appreciate some of the beautiful places that we've got around us. So I actually have a coffee meeting today, which I thought I would take at the Pig, which is one of my favorite places here in the New Forest. It's a beautiful hotel, and I believe there's quite a few pigs around the UK now. I think there's one in the Cotswolds. I'm pretty sure there's one in Norfolk potentially. I don't know exactly where they are, but this was maybe the second pig that was ever created, ever erected, and it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The most incredible, and it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. If you're looking for somewhere really gorgeous to go for some amazing cuisine, amazing food, you can see the truffle pigs that live there as well, which I just think is absolutely incredible. I'm pretty sure at a certain time of year they let them run wild because they go and snuffle out the truffles, which honestly just blows my mind. And they have the most incredible kitchen garden. So I thought it would be the perfect opportunity just to really make the most of living in the forest, really appreciate the beautiful nature that we have surrounding us, and take my little coffee meeting there today. So I'm going to finish this iced coffee before heading to the Pig for another coffee. Luckily, I've switched to the decaf, otherwise I think I would probably have the shakes by about midday. So we have just arrived to the Pig now, and honestly, it is always just the most beautiful welcome. I mean, look at this house behind us. It is just so stunning. I absolutely love seeing the vines just taking over the entire front side of this wall. I'm also a little bit jealous, I'm not gonna lie, of the Pig Land Rover Defender. How insane is that? We're gonna head straight in and enjoy a lovely cup of coffee. We just had the loveliest coffee on the terrace. They've got music playing. They're setting up the pizza oven for lunch later, and we're having a little wander down to the kitchen garden because it is my favourite kitchen garden in the entire world. I think it is safe to say it is just so abundant. They always have so much growing in there. It always gives me so much inspiration. Oh my goodness me, look, the little apple orchard just outside of the walled gardens. Honestly, I am such a sucker for a walled garden. I think it is always my favourite when it comes to kitchen gardens because it just feels so beautiful and enclosed. I mean, look at this, the salad that they've got growing. We've got corn over there. Oh my goodness me. Well, it's safe to say their lettuce is doing a little bit better than mine, but it's nice to know they're growing it in succession like I am. We've got the new growth over there and the ones that are a little bit more established. They even have a few that are bolting just like mine, but we've got Lolla Rossa lettuce, which I am also growing. We have Annalena. I don't actually know that one. I haven't personally grown that myself. Oh my gosh, they all just look amazing. I love the fact that they label everything as well, so you know exactly what's growing underneath these tunnels. We have carrots growing. I'm guessing they must get attacked a little bit by the wildlife. I mean, here in the New Forest you are susceptible to a lot of deer and rabbits, so it's probably a good idea to protect them. We've got celery growing here, salad onions. Ooh, we've got some kohlrabi over here. And what are these beans that are growing? They are abundant. Oh my goodness me. I wonder if I can see any beans. Oh, look at that. That is huge. The pumpkin patch is growing in abundance in front of one of the most beautiful greenhouses in the world. Look at the sunflowers as well. Oh my goodness me. I don't think I've ever seen sunflowers this colour before. They're such a beautiful purple, and I just realised I've walked past, oh my goodness me, the world's biggest white pumpkin I think I have ever seen. Look at that next to the size of my hand. Oh my goodness, the pumpkins are just growing in absolute abundance. And in the greenhouse we have tomatoes growing so well with basil underneath. I didn't know that you could companion plant basil with tomatoes. See, this is why I love going places like this, because I feel like I get so much inspiration. But look at how many are ripe and ready for picking. Oh, they look so tasty. And on this side of the greenhouse we have cucumbers, which are literally growing all the way up to the roof of the greenhouse. It's absolutely amazing. And what do we have here? This is cherry bell. I'm guessing some kind of lettuce potentially. I'm not 100% sure. But we've also got some chilies growing on this side. I wish you could hear the bumblebees that are buzzing around me right now, because honestly they clearly love it in here. I'm guessing they've been propagating and pollinating all of the plants. Wow, that view just takes your breath away. You've got the kitchen garden, the veg growing in abundance, and then the fields of the New Forest. And down here is actually the truffle pigs, which is what the pig is named after. You can see their little hut. I'm guessing they're having a little snooze in the morning sunshine. But how beautiful is that? We've just actually been chatting to the gardener, who is so knowledgeable. Honestly, I kind of want her job. I'm not gonna lie, but she was telling us about the nasturtiums that are growing, because I cannot believe how many they're growing. They're literally all the way along this border, and apparently every single part of a nasturtium plant, the flower, the leaves, is edible. So they were saying that the flowers they often use as like a bit of a garnish on, you know, like cakes or things like that, and they use that as decorative but also like edible kind of garnishing. And also the leaves, apparently they made a pesto out of recently, which I honestly just think is the coolest thing. I'm that person, whenever I meet someone who's like an expert in their field, I just want them to tell me everything, all of the info that they know. I want them to impart all of their knowledge. So it was so lovely chatting to the gardener here, because what a dream garden to work on. So we are back from the pig now, and honestly I cannot tell you what a lovely morning we have had. It is just such a beautiful vibe there. The music playing, people chattering away, sitting, drinking coffee and being able to take business meetings in such a beautiful setting. Honestly, I think is one of my favourite parts of this job. And I may have also had a cheeky slice of cake, which I did not vlog, but they have fresh cakes and fresh pastries every single morning. In fact, if you are quite a foodie, I would say the Pig is one of the best places to stay or just to visit in the New Forest, whether it's for lunch or for dinner, because they're so big with their farm to fork. All of their freshly grown produce, everything that is grown in the kitchen garden, they use with regards to their recipes, they use with regards to their meals. As I said, we were chatting to the the lovely gardener there, and she said it's insane how much you can do with nasturtiums. Like, they were literally doing this like pesto pasta, I think she said it was. She said it was absolutely delicious. A little bit upset that we missed out on that, but it's amazing to see what they grow, the seasonal produce, and obviously the seasonal food that they create in the restaurant. We had such a lovely morning, but I've been home for a couple of hours now. I'm actually just in my little office. I've been doing a little bit of admin, a little bit of work, and I have had a new delivery arrive that I wanted to show you. Now, this is not the normal kind of haul that I show on this channel, but I feel like we're all girls here, and this is quite a safe space on the internet. In fact, demographically, I think there's 98% female watchers, which doesn't surprise me because it's just like a lovely, almost like a group girly FaceTime whenever I'm vlogging. That is my favourite thing about chatting to you guys. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about underwear. And more so underwear as we go towards autumn. I know it is still a little bit early, and with the heat wave rolling in, I feel like my mind is going to completely switch back to summer. However, I am just starting to think about those kind of pre-autumnal layers that I need to start thinking about with regards to my wardrobe, because I am such a cold-blooded person. In fact, Alex literally jokes and calls me a little lizard because I literally need to, like a lizard, lay out on a rock in the sun to get a little bit of warmth. You know, in the height of summer, when you get into your car and before you turn the aircon on, when it almost feels like a bit of a like sauna box, it's so warm in there. I actually quite enjoy that, and often will just sit there in the warmth for like a minute or so, just soaking up that like feeling before I actually switch my aircon on, before I get too hot and switch my aircon on. But I just get so cold so easily, even today, and it was such a lovely warm day. We were sitting in the sunshine. I kind of wished I had just like a little knit that I could throw over my shoulders just to keep me a little bit warm, because I did feel a little bit of a breeze, a little bit of a chill in the air. And whenever it comes to particularly transitional styling, especially as we are heading towards autumn, I feel like we don't want to jump straight into layering too quickly, but I do still want to keep myself nice and warm. So I always say, when it comes to layering, your layers start from within. I always like to go underneath before adding too much bulk on top. So what I like to do before jumping straight into like a knit or into a cardigan is often add just like a little thermal piece underneath. Now, these are actually amazing because these are basically bra type vests. So in theory, you don't actually need to wear a bra underneath these. They're actually called the Sculpt, the Body Makeup Illusion Tank. And they are literally like a sculpting tank, which basically means that you don't necessarily have to wear a bra. Maybe if you've just got something a little bit looser over the top, like a shirt, or even as we head towards autumn when you do have a bit of a knit jumper on, you can get away with wearing this by itself. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't like not wearing a bra, but you do still want that comfort, maybe on like a lazy Sunday, these are perfect. And I love the fact that they are completely seamless, that you literally cannot see any kind of like seam. You're not going to see any bulk underneath your outfit. And obviously the nude color is perfect. So these are from Triumph, and I cannot tell you how soft these are. So I picked up a couple of different colors. We've got this one, which is like a real kind of like body color for me. Actually, it's really, really close to my natural skin tone. It's almost like a bit of a minky color. And then funnily enough, I thought this one was actually going to be close to my skin tone, but it's a little bit more pinky, a little bit lighter, but I do absolutely adore it. I just think it's going to be so perfect in autumn whenever I need to think about layering, or as I said, on a lazy Sunday with just like a loose shirt thrown over the top. If I don't really want to wear a bra, these are just so, so gorgeous, and just sculpt you in, keep you really nice and warm, give that little extra layer, but also are just so beautiful. I also have a pair of pants from Triumph, which again, I wouldn't normally show on the internet. This is the kind of thing that I feel like I would normally only talk about with close friends, but I actually, surprisingly enough, do get a lot of questions about underwear. And even when I'm wearing trousers like this, I feel like you really need to be considerate about the underwear that you have on underneath, because these are just from H&M, but especially when I tuck them in, I find that you get such a VPL with these trousers. If you don't know what VPL is, it's visible panty line. So if you have any kind of like prominent line, you're going to see that on your bottom, and it's just not flattering. I don't find it elegant. I don't find it elevating. I do not want people to see my underwear underneath my trousers. So I like to opt for pants that have no VPL, that are completely seamless, but I don't like thongs, I don't like G-strings. I want to still feel really nice and secure, like I'm actually wearing a pair of pants. Not necessarily like Bridget Jones pants, but just a nice little pair of undies. So I picked up these gorgeous ones from Triumph again, and I just love the fact that, as you can see, they're completely seamless. There is no VPL there. You're not going to see them underneath your trousers, but there still is almost like a bit of a, it's a bit cheeky, but it is still like a full bottom coverage, if that makes sense, which I really, really like. I just like to feel really nice and secure in my underwear, and just to know that it's just gonna, you know, keep me nice and tucked in underneath my outfits. I just feel so exposed if I go for something that's like too cheeky, that's got anything like a G-string or a thong or anything like that. That's just a me problem. I personally much prefer wearing something like this that I know is going to keep me really nice and secure, but it's not going to be seen underneath. And again, with this kind of like minky color, you literally don't see it through any trousers. I actually often opt away, especially if I'm wearing white trousers or neutral. I find white pants actually show worse than anything that's more kind of like neutral or skin colored. So I thought I would just show you those, because as I said, this is a very safe space on the internet. It's literally just the girls group chat. I just wanted to show you my new underwear, because what else do we chat about here on the channel? But anyway, I still have a little bit of work to wrap up before the evening, so I'll probably pick the camera up and catch back up with you guys tomorrow. Well, good morning, Mon Petit. It is the next day now, and I am knackered. I woke up bright and early this morning to head to my spin class. I do spin about twice a week, and I love it. Absolutely love spin class. I am that person that I feel like when the playlist is playing, I barely even notice that I'm doing exercise. I'm that person in the back of the class that is literally boogieing away, singing along to the tunes. I love it when there's like really good music playing. But I feel like recently the classes have been getting harder and harder. We did a lot of sprints today, which A, means that I don't have the breath to actually sing the songs, and B, I don't know if it's like a height thing, being a petite girl and obviously having much shorter legs than most people. I feel like my legs are literally going at like 1,000 miles an hour. Like I physically cannot move my legs any quicker. And I look around at the class and so many people are going so much faster than I am. I just don't understand how I can physically get my legs moving any faster when we do the sprints. But I literally came out of the class and my legs were like jelly. So it's gonna be a day of a bit of achiness. I'm hoping to just keep moving, keep stretching. I realized actually this morning, so I was getting myself ready, I've not given you an update on the schedule. I decided this month to switch my upload time. I don't know if a couple of you guys have noticed with the last couple of videos that have gone live, but I actually found myself getting to a point where I was literally just sitting waiting for that 5 p.m. upload. I found I was almost like ready to upload by about 4:30, so I thought to myself, do you know what, let's just bring the upload a little bit earlier. Let's just pull the schedule forward. So uploads are now going to be every Monday, Thursday at 4:30 p.m. UK time, whether that's, I think at the moment we're in British summertime, and then obviously in winter, GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. I always get them confused, but yes, 4:30 p.m. on a Monday and a Thursday, just to bring it forward a little bit, just to give you that video that little bit earlier, and just, I don't know about you, help you kind of like almost fill the evenings, because I feel like come 4-5 o'clock, I'm usually still working, I'm usually still kind of like wrapping up bits, but it's a lot of admin where I just kind of like stick a video on in the background, and I always feel like my videos, as I said yesterday, they're like the girls group chat, they're like the girls group FaceTime, but I also feel like they're the kind of videos that you can just like stick on and just crack on with your day. We're just keeping each other company. That's what I always feel like my videos are like. But anyway, been getting myself ready for the morning, and I thought that I would just give you an update on the schedule. And I've had a very exciting new delivery from one of my favorite makeup brands. You guys probably know my love affair for Bobbi Brown. I have literally worn Bobbi Brown Beauty since I was allowed to wear makeup. At the age of 12, I started wearing makeup. And honestly, when I look back, that is such a young age. But at the time, I felt like such a grown up. I felt so ready to be wearing my makeup. I remember being like, Mum, please do not cramp my style. Let me put some jelly lip gloss on and a bit of mascara. So it's safe to say I've been wearing Bobbi Brown for well over a decade, if not a decade and a half. Which is absolutely crazy, but they have very kindly sent me over a top up of one of my favorite products. These are the eyeshadow sticks, and I am almost mad that these didn't arrive before I actually finished getting ready, because I get so many questions about how I do my eyeliner. So you guys will see I do like a little flick, and I basically just do this every single day. This has become my like go-to makeup that I literally spend 10 minutes on, which I honestly feel like most people don't believe me when I tell them that I can do my eyeliner in less than 2 minutes. But basically what I do with my liner is I use these sticks, if I can get one out, I'm really stuck in the box, oh my gosh. I genuinely don't know how I'm supposed to get this out. Maybe use some tweezers? Honestly, I feel like we need that SpongeBob meme to come onto the screen right now. 12 hours later, they were well and truly stuck in there. But the way that I apply my eyeliner is with these shadow sticks. And as you'll probably be able to see, the shadow sticks aren't actually that thin. They're quite thick. But I actually kind of feel like that works out in our favor because it means you have to be less precise. Like you don't have to worry as much about the application. I literally just basically smudge in kind of the corner. I go like halfway up on my waterline and then smudge in the corner and then literally just use my ring finger to tidy it up underneath. I just kind of pull up from underneath, take away the excess, and it gives you a really lovely sharp line and genuinely takes 2 minutes flat. So I either use black or sometimes on the days when I'm wanting my makeup to be a little bit more subtle, I'll go for the brown, but I absolutely love them. So we have a few new colorways to test out that I am very, very excited about. First of all, we have Toffee, which I kind of want to swatch on the back of my hand because this looks like a very me color, really perfect for, you know, when you just want like a little bit of something on your eyes, but nothing too heavy. That is beautiful, and there's no shimmer in this one, which I quite like. We then have Lavender, which I actually think is going to be quite pretty. I do quite like having a bit more of like a pinky, if not even purpley tone on my eyes. Oh, there is a bit of a shimmer there. Let's give that a little swatch. Oh, that's actually a lot lighter than I was expecting. Look at that sheen though. That is so beautiful. And you don't have to use these for eyeliners as I do. Obviously they are shadow sticks, so you can use them on literally the entirety of your eye. And what I really love about them again is just how easy they are to use. You can literally just smudge the entirety of your eyelid, blend it in with your fingers, and you're good to go. I feel like we're all time poor. Like nobody has time to spend an hour on their makeup every morning. This one is Midnight Olive. So something that literally, oh, okay, this might just be my favorite. Look at that. The most beautiful olivey green with that sheen. That I think would look absolutely amazing for more of kind of like an evening look. But yeah, any product that I feel like we can just take 5 minutes using it, getting ready is just my absolute favorites. This last one here is Clay, which I also think actually, I feel like that would also make a beautiful eyeline. It just has so much pigment to it. Do you see that? That is literally one swatch and it's so easy. If I just kind of like do this here, just to like tidy it up, you just kind of like use your finger and just do that, and it gives like a more sharp line. It just tidies up underneath and makes it so easy to apply your eyeline. So that might become a bit of a go-to for me as well with regards to my eyeline. But so excited about the other colors for more of like a full eyeshadow look. Honestly, a product that looks like it's taken you hours but actually has taken 5 minutes. There is nothing that I love more. So I'll leave those linked down below because there are so many more shades in the range, so many more colors to choose from. I'm really excited about these new shades to add into my collection. I think Clay might just be my new favorite. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Bobbi Brown. So I know that we have already had a little bit of talk in the last couple of videos about a certain A word. And it's so funny because I feel like you guys are so split down the middle, where half of you are similar to me. We're not necessarily wishing summer away, but we just like to get a little bit ahead of ourselves. We like to get excited for the coming season, prep our wardrobe, plan our outfits, and half of you have literally said to me that if I keep saying the A word, you're gonna leave. That is completely fair enough. Honestly, I am not wishing that summer away, and we still have so much summer content coming throughout the rest of August. But one thing I will say is that I am just always that person that likes to get a little bit ahead of myself. I always like to just get excited for the coming season. I did it in winter whenever I was planning spring outfits. I did it in spring thinking about summer, and I will always do it in summer when getting excited for autumn. And I will say that now is the best time of year to start planning your autumn wardrobe. If there is anything that you're wanting to add into your wardrobe, now is the time to be shopping it. So that being said, I have been doing a little bit of Sezane shopping. I have to say Sezane is just one of the best brands when it comes to autumn winter. I think the predominant majority of my knitwear wardrobe is Sezane. I have so many gorgeous cable knits, so many gorgeous cardigans, so many Sezane pieces that I bring out time and time again. But I actually have a couple of shoes in this box that I wanted to show you. And I haven't necessarily bought a huge amount of Sezane footwear in the past, but when I have shopped Sezane shoes, I have always absolutely loved them. I have two shoes here that I want to show you. One pair that I think is perfect for now, for this time of year, to carry me through the rest of summer and then help me with that transition when the weather starts to get a little bit colder, when we start transitioning into autumnal weather. The other pair, I think it's safe to say, are going to be the perfect autumnal shoe. I have had these on my wish list for the longest time, so let me show you what we've got. So the pair that I honestly just think are going to be so perfect for the rest of summer is a pair of slingbacks, and I'm sure you guys will know that I'm the queen of the slingbacks. I just think they're the most elevated yet comfortable shoe. So these are called the Livy Low slingbacks, and my secret to slingbacks and making them as comfortable as possible is actually sizing down. So I'm about a UK 3.5. For most flats, most shoes, I go for a 4 in trainers, in a lot of ballet flats, but whenever it comes to slingbacks, I always find just going down that half a size just keeps them on your foot, because they're always stretchy, they always have a little bit of elastic at the back, and so many of you guys have said that you really struggle with the bit at the back like slipping down and falling off. And these, oh my goodness me, I just think are the most beautiful slingbacks I have ever seen. They're the most beautiful, like, nude colorway. I feel like they're coming up almost a little bit more tangerine in the camera. I don't know why. I think it's because it's so sunny, it's so bright outside. But the most beautiful nude colorway. I love this almost kind of like almond square toe. It's so different to anything else that I have. And I love the fact that you just have a little bit of a heel with this kind of like wooden effect. Now, I actually tried these on in store many moons ago, but kind of talked myself out of them because I felt like I didn't necessarily need them in my collection. But I have literally been looking at them time and time again on the website and decided that now is the time to take the plunge. I would say that I wear slingbacks pretty much the second spring starts to rear its head, all throughout summer, and then well and truly into autumn. They're probably some of my most worn shoes, and I wear them so much when I don't necessarily want to be wearing heels, when I want to look elevated. I have more of like an evening outfit. I want to feel beautiful, but I don't necessarily want to be like wearing something really uncomfortable on my foot. These are perfect for like walking around London, for meetings, for heading into the office. They also have them in black, and I'm now thinking maybe I need to pick them up in black too, because they are just so beautiful. But I didn't really have this colorway in my collection. I've got my ones that are very Chanel inspired, that have the like black cap toe, but I didn't have anything that was just nude and plain. And I just thought these were so beautiful, such a gorgeous addition into my shoe collection. I just know I'm gonna get so much wear out of these. Okay, just to show you how the shoes actually look on, because I always feel like it's really helpful to see them in situ, if that makes sense. Hopefully you can see them okay. Shoes are always a really difficult one to show on YouTube because I have to get so far back, or obviously show in the mirror. I am very glad that I went for the 3. I definitely think size down in these, even if you're sizing down a whole size. They don't necessarily have an elastic at the back, but they do have a buckle so you can tighten that back strap, and they're actually quite big. I mean, I literally wouldn't have been able to go any smaller. There is not physically a size 2, but I do think that they work really well, and as soon as I just like tightened that back a little bit, they're absolutely fine. But I love how they look from at the front. I really love that like almond toe. Just think they are so elegant. I really love how they look with the jeans actually, but I definitely think these are going to work really well with dresses, beautiful skirts. I think they are so perfect for the end of summer, and I think I may have convinced myself to pick them up in the black as well. They are beautiful, I'm gonna lie. I think these might just steal the show. These are the Low Agathe ballet flats, which I have honestly had on my wish list for the longest time, and I just think these are going to be so perfect for end of summer, autumn styling. I definitely think I'm going to get my wear out of these, and if you watch my trends video, you will know that this is a huge trend again for autumn 2025. Suede. These are the most beautiful pair of suede ballet flats. I am so in love with them. I mean, how gorgeous are these? Now, I am someone who has really moved away from like designer shoes, and so many girls have actually said that a lot of designer ballet flats are really uncomfortable. So what I love about Sezane footwear, it's a little bit more mid-range in terms of price point. You don't feel ridiculous for having to remortgage your house for a pair of shoes. It is a little bit more of an investment, but an investment that I feel like is going to last. And I have heard that these are so comfortable. I mean, I always find when you get like a new pair of ballet flats, you need to wear them in a little bit, but once you've worn them in, you can walk 4 miles. I'm hoping these are going to become my London shoes, my everyday shoes, the kind of ballet flats that I can just slip on and go. I'm so obsessed with the little bow detail at the end. I think it's so beautiful, and I'm just so in love with this colorway, the beautiful camel suede. You can tell that is a color and a material I'm a little bit in love with at the moment. I've just got a new camel bag, a new camel pair of boots, and now ballet flats. But I think that's me done. That's probably me done for new suede pieces in my autumn wardrobe. Don't hold me to that. If I break that, then please don't hold me accountable, but I'm just so obsessed. They are absolutely beautiful. I think they're going to go so well with gorgeous summer dresses towards the end of August, and then going into September, jeans, gorgeous wide leg trousers, slip skirts. Everything goes with a pair of ballet flats, and I'm so excited to have these in my collection. I just know I am going to wear these all throughout the coming season. I think it is safe to say though that I was right. These ballet flats steal the show. How beautiful are they? I cannot believe how lightweight they are as well. They honestly feel like you have nothing on your feet. They are so comfortable. Again, I picked these up in a 3. I would say definitely size down in these as well. They have a little bit of give to them, a little bit of stretch, and I'm so in love with the color. I just think they're absolutely beautiful. I think again, Sesan do these in a few different like variations, a few different colorways and patterns. So I think I may have to have a little look at what other kind of variations they've got, because they are just so beautiful. So it is quite a while later now. It has been such a busy day of filming. I've been doing a few reels, a couple of TikToks. I have sprayed my ballet flats with suede spray protector. I'll leave link down below the one that I use. It's one that I always say whenever you have suede items, actually even just like leather items, all of my handbags, whether they're canvas, leather, suede, I will spray with the protector. I am not careful with my shoes, with my bags, with my pieces. I very much wear and love them, and it just means that they are protected. It means that they don't get water damage or anything like that. I've had so many suede pieces in my wardrobe I've had for the longest time, and I find just spraying them with a protector and topping that up every year just keeps them looking beautiful. But we've actually just clocked off from work. I've closed my laptop and said to Alex, I really fancy a little walk through the New Forest. I feel like I just need to like get my legs moving after such an intense spin class this morning. Then spending a lot of time at my laptop and doing a lot of editing this afternoon, I feel like I've seized up a little bit. So we're actually heading for a little walk through our favourite village in the New Forest. The horses are always just roaming free, and it is just my favourite thing in the world. So I thought I would bring my camera so you can see some of the wild New Forest ponies. So I've literally just chucked over the top of what I was wearing this Sesan shirt. This is actually the Tomboy shirt from Sesan. It's like a brown and white stripe, which I really love, and it goes perfectly just like over the top. I often wear them obviously like done up as shirts themselves, but it's quite nice as a little layering piece because it is actually a little bit chilly this afternoon. The clouds have kind of rolled over, the sun has gone in a little bit, so I just wanted an extra little layer. I've just got the jeans that I was wearing before, and then trainers. These are actually my favorite trainers in the world. They look a little bit odd. They look a little bit Alex likes to call them my duck shoes because they look a little bit like webbed feet. But they are, let me take them off actually and show you, they are the most incredible barefoot trainers. So if you're going for just like a little walk and you want to almost feel a bit more connected to nature, these are the best things in the world. They're from a brand called Canals or Canles. I think it's Canals, and they are absolutely amazing. And even though he likes to tease me about them, Alex is now a convert and has actually bought himself a pair for when he goes to the gym, because he does a lot of weights, and he used to always take his shoes off at the gym, which I just don't think is very hygienic. I don't really think it's very, you know, nice to be walking around just like in your socks. So I convinced him to get a pair, and he loves them now because it basically allows your toes to almost like spread out a little bit. And obviously when you're doing your weights, you want to make sure that your feet are like as flat to the ground as possible so that you've got as much like support. I personally love them for like walking. It just makes me feel so connected to nature, and your feet aren't, you know, like caged in, they're not like trapped in at all. They're really lovely and comfortable. So as much as I love things like ballet flats and slingbacks for a little bit more of a fashion choice when it comes to walking through the New Forest, my little trainers are my absolute favorite. So we're gonna go stretch our legs, get the lactic acid in my legs moving, get a little bit of movement going up for the evening, and just have a lovely little walk through the New Forest. It's honestly my favorite thing and something I just really want to not take for granted. I want to appreciate all of the beauty, all of the nature and the horses that we are surrounded by here in the English countryside. So let's get going. Back from our walk now, looking a little bit windswept. As much as I love these Bobbi Brown eyeliners, when your eyes are crying from the wind, they do smudge a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But oh my goodness me, I am feeling so much better for that walk. That burn, that ache, that lactic acid buildup that I was feeling in my legs before has literally just been melted away. And I cannot believe how many horses were out in force today. The New Forest ponies were well and truly roaming wild. There's a couple of foals that were playing about together and the mums that looked so fed up with their bish. It was making me laugh so much. It is my favorite thing about living here in the New Forest, and I just never want to take it for granted. So feeling so good after going out on that walk, and seeing as though it is a Friday evening, we have just ordered a cheeky little takeaway. We don't have a huge selection here in the New Forest of takeaway options, delivery options, but we do have a couple of amazing Chinese restaurants near us. So we've placed a Chinese order, and I also have had in the cupboard waiting for us today these. I don't know if I've actually shown these to you before. They're from M&S, and they are called the Caramel and Milk Chocolate Crispy Clouds, and I think that is the best description of them. They are literally like a cloud, and I think they do a few different options. I think there's a dark chocolate one and also a white chocolate and pistachio, which I really want to try, but I have to say the caramel and milk chocolate is my absolute favorite. So these are going to be waiting for us after our Chinese for a cheeky little treat as we watch a film. I don't think we have a film in mind, but we might have a little scroll through Netflix, see what's new in, and just have a lovely cozy Friday night in. So I'm going to leave this vlog here. I really hope you guys have enjoyed seeing the new in bits, getting a little bit excited for autumn with me, but we are still well and truly celebrating and enjoying the end of summer here in the English countryside. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one at the new upload schedule of 4:30 p.m. So I'll see you there. Bye.